Hi there, so in my first video I'd like to just talk you through getting your body into a good postural position and a neutral alignment before you start on any Pilates sequences or exercises. This is a really good way to set your body up in preparation for it. So if you get yourself into a standing position with your feet together, I'd like you to separate your toes into a V shape and then separating your heels. So you should find that your feet are now hip distance apart. I'd like you to rock forward and backwards, nice and gently, and then reducing that movement until you're nice and central, which means that your weight is evenly balanced over your feet. And then relaxing your knees. I'd like you to try and stand nice and tall. Imagine you have a cord pulling you up towards the ceiling from your head and just dropping your chin slightly. And dropping your shoulders back and relaxing your arms. So imagine you're wearing an invisible rucksack. So you're standing nice and tall. The next thing I'd like us to do is just focus on our pelvis and the positioning of our pelvis and getting that into a nice neutral position. So by doing this, place your hands on your hips and imagine that your pelvis is a bucket full of water. And we're tipping our bucket of water forward and we're tipping it back. So we're just rocking forward and backwards, nice and gently. So you're spilling water out the front and then spilling water out the back and then reducing that movement until it's nice and even and that water level is even. So you should find now that your pelvis is in a nice neutral position. So after this, I'd like us to activate our core muscles and our internal muscles. By doing this, we're just firstly going to do our pelvic floor muscles, which is a sling of muscles that run from front to back. So I want you to imagine you've got an inner lift or you're going into some cold water, but you're getting into that lift on the ground floor and you're activating those internal muscles all the way to your belly button. So imagine you get into that lift and you're activating those and you're going up to the 10th floor and holding it there. And then I'd like you to release that all the way down to the ground floor. Engaging those muscles again, do that again and get into your lift to the 10th floor, hold it there and then releasing it. Next, I'd like you to just take it halfway, so maybe to the 5th floor, activating those internal muscles to the 5th floor and just hold it there and then release it. Again, if you do that, activating those muscles, but stop at the 2nd or 3rd floor. So now you've activated the pelvic floor muscles to about 20%. We're going to do the same for our abdominal muscles. We're going to imagine you've got a nice tight belt around your waist and you're pulling the tight belt onto about the 10th notch and holding it there and then releasing it. So squeeze that again by tightening that belt in your central core, pulling your belly button towards your spine, but try not to arch your back when you do that. Holding it on the tightest notch of your belt that you can, and then releasing it. So you're activating your core by doing that. Go halfway now to about the 5th notch of your belt, hold it there, and then release it. Again, do that to about the 2nd or 3rd notch of your belt, and hold it there. So you're engaging your core muscles, your abdominal muscles, to about 20 to 30% if you can. So that activation of your core essentially is what I'd like you to keep during your Pilates sequences of exercises. Sometimes it's difficult to remember to keep those engaged. However, I will remind you throughout the sequences to do so. And that will just really work on those internal postural muscles that we so often neglect. So the next thing I'd like us to do is just focus on our breathing. So in Pilates, the breathing is all going into your rib area. So if you place your hands on your rib cage with your middle fingers touching, I'd like you to take a nice deep inhale through your nose and exhale through your mouth. And again, and exhale through your mouth. So by doing this, you should feel that when you're inhaling through your nose, your fingers are parting slightly. So you're getting all that air going into your rib cage and bringing all that fresh air into that area and then extracting it from your belly. So if you do that again, inhale and exhale Good. So that's the way to really focus on your breathing in Pilates. And then when you're doing your Pilates sequence and the movements, you're working with your breath. Sometimes when you're doing an exercise, it's easy to get into the habit of holding your breath when you're moving, but this is going to help you to kind of really focus on your breathing and focus on the movement and flow from one movement into the other with ease. So I hope you've enjoyed the setup of your body. Work on that, work on your posture. It's so important, especially on a day-to-day basis when we don't really focus on our bodies and our positionings. If you're working at a desk all day, for instance, and you're slouching by the desk, you're going to really contract your front muscles and stretch your back muscles, which will sometimes cause a lot of lower back pain. So Pilates will really help in stretching those front muscles out and just giving you that balance. The next video I'll do a little sequence is just a little warm up and then a small sequence of about 5 exercises and then a closing phase of stretches for you to try. So I hope you enjoy the videos. Take care, bye bye.